Hello friends, today we'll look into another problem, Vasa and golden ticket. Okay, so this is a Codeforces problem. Let's read the problem statement. I'll read it quickly for you and explain it to you. So in the input there is a sequence of n digits, a1, a2 and up till an. Okay, so Vasa considers a ticket to be lucky if it can be divided into two or more non-intersecting segments with equal sums. For example, if this is a number, then it is lucky if it can be divided into two or more segments with equal sums. Note that each digit of sequence should belong to exactly one segment. So this is the condition. Okay, so let's have a look. What does it mean? So 350 and 178, these two are the two segments with equal sum. So I have to check for an input whether I can split the input into multiple segments with equal sums or not. If it can be done, then we have to print yes, else we have to print no. Okay, so let's check for this. 73452, can we break it? Yeah, so we can break it into three parts: 7, 3, 4 and 5, 2. So 7 is one part, 3 plus 4 is 7 and 5 plus 2 is 7. So we can check with another example as well. Okay, so let's say in an array 1, 2, 3, then it's 4, 2 and then it's 5, 1. This is my input array. Okay, and I have to check whether it can be split into some segments with equal sum. Okay, so I can see that if I keep it 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 6, then 4 plus 2, which is 6, and then 5 plus 1, which is also 6. So for this array my answer will be yes, because I can split it into three parts. Part 1, this is part 1, or you can say it this as segment 1, segment 2 and segment 3. Okay, so segment 3 is 5, 5 and 1, don't consider 2. Okay, so you have understood the problem statement. I think it's not a very difficult one, it's very simple. So let's see how can we solve. And as you can see that the value of n is considerably low, so the constraints are not high. So n is 100, we can go up to n cube as well to solve this. So this becomes very easy, but never mind, we can try solving it in n square as well, and that can be done. So what is the logic that I will use? I'll move the pointer or the iterator from with each I. I'll check the remaining part. For example, currently my I is at 7. Okay, so I'll check for the remaining part if that can produce another 7 or not. That has to be essentially produced for the answer to be yes. So while my I is at the at 0th index, I'll start calculating the sum from here. Okay, so I'll calculate the sum, it's 3 for the next position, and then 3 plus 4 is 7. As soon as I get 7, which is equal to the sum till the current index, I'll make the sum value as 0 and then I'll move forward. So here I have got 7, my current I is at 0, and then for I plus 1 we are going to 3 plus 4 and getting it as 7. Okay, so and then after that we are adding 5 plus 2. So we'll make the sum value as 0 and we'll move over to 5 plus 2 to get the remaining sum for the remaining part of the element. And also keep in mind that you cannot leave in between. It means that all the array elements has to be considered. Okay, so no element can be left. So you can see that 7 and 5, 2 are there, which produces equal result, but you are leaving out 3, 4. Maybe some other value 6 is in between, so you cannot do that. That answer will be no. Okay, so let's have a look into the solution. So I have coded it and got it accepted. I'll just run you through the solution. It will be a code walkthrough. Okay, so at first we take input of n and s. N is the number of elements, or maybe the number of characters in string, and s is the string. So what do? We first remove the zeros from the string. Zeros are not essential, you can understand. Only one case is there in which if all are zeros, all characters are zeros, then we don't add anything to this temp. Temp is a temporary string, you can consider. So then it will be empty because all elements are zero, and the answer will be yes, because you can break it in whatever segment you want, and it will always be equal, the sum of each of those segments. Okay, so after removing all the zeros, you take the remaining elements from the string and concatenate it in order, in the same order as it was present in the initial string. So now I get a new size of the small string, maybe small, or it might be equal if there were no zeros in the original string. So we move on a for loop, and then we start taking current sum. So what does this current sum variable indicate? This is the sum till the ith element. So I was showing you in this example, for example, if I is at 0, 1, 2, okay, so 7 is 0th index, 3 is first index, and 4 is second index. So if my I is at this position 2, then 7 plus 3 plus 4, which is 14 is the value of my current sum. Okay, so this will always hold the value of sum from 0 till the ith index, and the remaining sum value will consider the right part. So if I go into this example, so if my I is at this position, then this will be my current sum, and this remaining part will be my remaining sum, not the full part. I'll start calculating the remaining sum from this position. This is I plus 1, this index. I'll start calculating my remaining sum from this index. Okay, so I'll start a loop j which runs from I plus 1 to less than n, and I keep calculating the remaining sum. So I keep checking as well at every iteration that if it becomes equal to the remaining sum, which becomes the case 4 and plus 2, I get 6, and I see that it becomes equal to the current sum, which is 6. So I make the, after 2 I make it again 0, this remaining sum value, as you can see. So I am making the remaining sum as 0. Okay, so and again I keep, this loop keeps running, and I keep calculating the remaining sum again. So at the end I check if remaining sum is still 0, then the count is yes, because after 6 I made the remaining sum to be as 0, okay, at this point, and then I again started computing the remaining sum from here. So it becomes 5 plus 1, which is equal to 6. So I get the value of remaining sum as 6 again, and I make it 0 again at this point. So essentially, if the answer is yes, the remaining sum will always be 0 at the end. Okay, because whenever I get it matching to some current sum value, I make it 0. But what if the answer doesn't match? For example, if there were 5 plus 1 plus 3, let's say, so it was 5 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 9, and you get that 9 is not equal to 6, which was the initial current sum. So this will not be 0, and this value or this condition will never be satisfied, and we will never print yes. Okay, so at any point of current sum, which means that at any point of this iteration of the outer loop, if we find that there is some remaining sum for which the current sum and the remaining sum values are equal, we'll break out of the loop. Will not break out, we'll just print yes, and we'll end the program here. Okay, so this is an explanation for this problem, and this works in ON. And also this part you might think that what does it mean, why I am not doing it I is less than n, I am checking I plus 1 is less than n, because for current sum I don't want to go till this point. For current sum I just want to go from here till here, okay, till this position and not till the last one. Thank you. I hope this problem is clear to you. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you like the video. Thanks.